Previously on Sisters in Stars Hollow.
You make that look really good.
I think this is a cozy moment. Huge eye roll, like, all right.
Okay.
Whoa!
Boys don't like funny girls. Like, oh my God.
It's like, I love being a private school girl.
She's tall. All I heard you say was pie. Well, I've been watching you.
A violent scene was described.
Am I in a horror film? Like, what? Where was I?
That was great.
That was fun. The first episode was a lot of fun.
It really was. I also love how many moments came up that were like, why is this like a horror film?
I know. And that only happened. We only discovered that while we were recording.
I know. Like when I was watching it, I wasn't necessarily thinking that, but
No.
That's so funny.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. What we discover in this episode.
Right. We just watched the episode, so
yes,
I'm ready to talk about
ready
it.
to talk. We just saw it. It was very exciting. So let's get into it. I'm Julia.
I'm Alex.
And this is Sisters in Stars Hollow, Season 1, Episode 2, The Lorelai's First Day at Chilton. The episode opens with Lorelai and Rory on a couch on their front porch. Lorelai is painting Rory's toenails. And Rory's like, why are you doing this? I'm going to be wearing shoes. And Lorelai says, well, private school girls are bad. And everyone knows that bad girls wear red nail polish.
She's painting her nails red because she thinks that, like, she wants Rory to be, like, a cool girl at the new school or something.
Yes. And
but it's not like anyone's going to see that.
No one's going to see that. Also, were we even allowed to wear nail polish?
Were we? I feel like we were.
I wasn't in middle school.
Not middle school, no. But in high school, I think you're allowed to wear nail polish. I don't think I did very often, and I don't think people, like...
Well, what's crazy
It wasn't like nowadays. No, you know what? It definitely was allowed. I remember because there were certain girls that would have their nails done.
Okay. What's crazy is I feel like right now in high school, that'd be like the thing. Like, you'd have to have your nails done.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even in
100%.
adult life, I feel like I have to have my nails done. I've stopped doing it so much, but...
I think in high school now, definitely I could see people, nails being like a big thing.
A big thing.
It wasn't when I was in school.
No.
Like,
even when I was in school, no.
Like, I kind of remember like one or two girls that would get their nails done.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't like a thing people really cared to do very often.
Yeah.
So
I'm glad.
it's interesting. Yeah, I'm glad too. It's just like one more thing you have to like think about.
Care about. It's like, okay. And then it's like, there's no way I would be getting them done every whatever.
Yeah, and you have to get them done every like 2 weeks. But yeah, so she's painting her toenails as like a special, you're going to have red nails. Like, no one's going to even see that.
See them. As Lorelai is painting Rory's nails, Lane comes out of nowhere and is shouting, XTC Apple Venus Volume 2, it's out now, ah! And runs into the house, and Lorelai, like, bolts up after her, and they go inside and start dancing, and Rory says, you only finished half my toes. I tried to look up this album, and I couldn't find it.
Yeah, was it? I wrote down XTC Apple Venus Volume 2. Is that what you had?
That's what I have. Someone please find it, because they go in, Lorelai and Lane are dancing to this song, and they play a song over top in the episode before they fade into the intro song. I could not find what that song was, and I don't know if it was from the band or not. It was very confusing. So if someone can find this, that would be great.
Yeah,
I kind of want to know what it is.
That'd be great. We both want to know what it is. We're very curious.
Yes. Fades into the intro, fades out. It's the morning of Rory's first day at Chilton. Rory barges into Lorelai's room and yells, Mom, what are you doing? It's 7:10. Lorelai jolts awake, and she's like, what the heck? No, it's only 6:45. And Rory says, no, it's 7:10. Lorelai is frazzled. She is frantic. She's like, I had all these plans. I was going to get up early and go to the dry cleaners and do all these things and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I just want to point out that, like, she's saying that she had all these plans, like she was going to do all these things before they had to leave, but she thought it was only 30 minutes earlier. Like, in 30 minutes, were you going to have time to, like, go get dry cleaning and, like, make coffee and, like, do all this stuff? Like,
time passes in a weird way in Stars Hollow.
Oh, does it? I get, well, probably. I could see that.
Not as actually part of the show, but yes, it does.
Okay, that'd be really weird if that was part of the show.
part of the
like,
whimsy.
It's
as I
like
said.
everything's normal, but like sometimes time just like randomly passes quickly or slowly or something. And they like point it out. Like, what?
There's time travel, if you didn't know. Yeah, no, she wouldn't have been able to do all that stuff anyway.
No.
So there's that.
Rory is not listening. She doesn't care. She's just saying, I'm going to be late. It's my first day of school. I'm going to be late. And for the rest of the year, I'm going to be labeled the late girl. No, you're not.
No, she wouldn't. Nobody
fine.
cares. Nobody even knows who you are yet. So,
Also true.
like,
They're not going to know if you're late or not. They really
they're
aren't. Rory, chill.
We get a glimpse of Rory's uniform. She's got the plaid skirt. It's hemmed nicely. They got it hemmed.
Yeah.
I feel satisfied.
yep.
It was a big point of contention last episode, I know,
Yes,
but I'm
it was.
satisfied. Her knee-high socks. She's got those shoes, those black and white
Those
puffy
shoes.
shoes. That's a classic.
I don't think I ever saw anyone wear those shoes, but
But
it
they
is
were like, they're like a classic shoe. Like,
Classic
they're just-
preppy shoe.
Yeah.
She has on a navy blazer
that she has to wear. That our high school required us to also wear
A navy blazer. Yep. Yep.
So that felt very familiar.
but she looks good. She's ready for school. She's still yelling at Lorelai, being like,
717, 718, which that would get on my nerves too.
Yeah. That would get on my nerves too. I was like, okay, so okay, she got the idea. Okay, stop.
she keeps yelling at her mom what the time is, and Lorelai says, please just go start the car.
Do something helpful and go start the car so we can go.
I couldn't help but relate to this scene because when I was driven to high school, our father would drive us to high school, and he's a very prompt person, and we would arrive on time. But there was an occasional time where mom would drive me to high school,
And I was late every single time she drove me to high school.
Wait, really?
Yes. Or I was like running in the door, like, gotta go
I
grab
did not know this.
Yes. Oh my gosh. You didn't have the same experience.
No,
as I
apparently
did.
apparently not. Apparently not.
And I felt bad because I'm like, oh, mom's taking me to school. But I'm like, are we going to be on time today?
I did not know
Yes.
this.
She will deny this. Mom, I know you'll deny this, but it
you
happened.
know they're going to listen to this, right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh,
It's okay.
that's funny.
Thank you for driving me to school. While Lorelai is running around frantic because she's just jumped out of bed, she's slept in, she's running late, she says, oh my God, I don't have any clean clothes. They're all at the dry cleaners. I was going to wear the flippy skirt. I look great in the flippy skirt, the suit. I was going to do all this stuff. I have no clean clothes. And Rory's like, I don't care. We need to leave.
Yeah. This is another thing that's like, you don't have any. You brought every single professional outfit you had to the dry cleaner at once. Who does that? You do it in cycles, people.
Okay, and like, honestly, knowing Lorelai and like how they operate,
Yeah.
this does actually make sense.
Oh, it does?
It does. I
Okay,
just like,
yeah, because I don't know the
you
characters
don't know
as
the
well.
characters, but I agree. I agree. It's like, oh my God, really? Okay. But like, you had nothing. We flash downstairs. Rory's like, come on, let's go, let's go. Lorelai runs downstairs
In a neon pink t-shirt. Basically like Daisy Duke shorts. I don't know.
They're like short jean shorts with like slits up the
All the way
sides
up
of
the
them.
sides. And cowboy boots. Rory's like, the rodeo in town? It's ridiculous.
It's kind of ridiculous.
I'm like, okay,
outfit.
I understand you had like your dry clean clothes were not there, but you had nothing else to wear.
She didn't even have like long pants. Like she didn't have like normal jeans.
normal jeans or other jean shorts or
Just other jean shorts.
sandals. I mean,
Sandals. So I have to believe that she owns some other pants at least. Like the shirt, whatever. I don't care. I mean, yes, I know
it added to the whole
the hot
thing.
pink, like tight t-shirt thing. It was like adding to like the loudness, like kind of ridiculousness of the look. But like,
I
whatever,
just
I don't know.
refuse
I
to
just-
believe she had nothing other than those jean shorts to put
Yeah.
on.
It's not that warm.
yeah, wait, what month is it when this is
fall.
happening?
It
Isn't
has
it
to be
like fall?
fall.
Because it's like after the school year already started.
Yes.
So she doesn't have any, like, just long, like,
It's so ridiculous.
it's just a funny, contrived situation, but yeah.
But it's crazy.
But yeah, so she's wearing the short shorts, bright pink shirt, and the cowboy boots, and it's funny.
They rush off to school. They're in the car driving. They pass Stars Hollow High. Rory sees Lane and everyone and looks a little sad that she's leaving this, and she's nervous. She's scared. They arrive to Chilton, and they flash a bunch of gargoyles on the screen. This is like another thing I had never noticed before.
Julie, I never noticed this. And I'm watching this, and I'm like, they have gargoyles? Like, I saw it immediately, like, there's gargoyles?
I'm like, wait, I
And
never
she's
knew
like,
that.
what? Oh, I never noticed it before.
I never knew that transition.
But I think it was just it was just a transition flashing pictures
It
of
was
them.
a
Like, I don't think-
transition sequence, but it was a transition to give you a sense of Chilton, which is like dark and gloomy. Like and like they do give you that sense a little bit as the day goes on, but like that was a very intense, like,
Yeah, like, don't they make some comment in the car too, like, right after that transition scene about, like, what is this, like a dark and gloomy castle or something? Like, I
Yeah.
forget what they said. I don't know.
Well,
I didn't write down what they said.
they make comments about it, and Lorelai says, like, is the Hunchback Notre Dame up
Yes,
there?
that's what it was.
So they're also
Like,
feeling it too, like, oh, this place is a little spooky.
know, yeah.
Another spooky scene.
No, I know.
Maybe this should be a what's that called? Maybe this should be a segment of our show. Is this spooky or wholesome? Is this
I actually love that as a segment. Like, if this turns into a recurring thing, like,
Yes.
is this spooky or something else? Because this was a little spooky.
It was a little spooky, and there's other things that happened that were like, oh, they're like scared to be there, so it's kind of funny. So they're looking at the school, they're a little frightened by it, and then Lorelai says, love you, honey, have a great day, call me if you need anything. And Rory says, are you kidding right now? And Lorelai goes, no, please call me if you need anything, I can help you, whatever.
Yeah.
And Rory says, no, you have to go in there with me, you have to meet the headmaster. And Lorelai is like, I can't go in like this. I look like the chick from Dukes of Hazzard, which she does.
She literally does.
And Rory says, like, no, I don't care. You have to come in with me. Lorelai gets out of the car. Thank God she had a long trench coat
this, like,
type
long
thing with her.
this nice, like, coat.
Not
It
a
was
trench coat. It was
it wasn't a trench. It was like I don't know what those are called, but like a long, like a nice, like a professional, like
professional long winterish, fallish.
fall to winter, a mild to medium weather coat that looked nice.
It looked nice. Yeah. And she wraps it over it. As she does, though, she like falls out in front of like either teachers or parents or whatever, and they just stop and stare at her. And she's like, hey, good morning. Like, oh, God.
Yeah.
They're walking into the school. They're trying to find where the headmaster's office is. They're looking around. And there's a guy in the background that notices that they're kind of lost and walks up to them and says, are you lost? I would like to say he creepily comes out of the corner. I thought that way. I don't know if you thought this, but I was like, where did he come from?
I did not think that immediately, but I did think he was being like weirdly friendly on just a random school morning. I don't know, not like weirdly friendly, but like I don't know, like why is there just like somebody's parent?
It was so out of place.
Somebody's parent is just randomly like in the school just hanging out. Like, what are they?
I have
was
more
he
thoughts
there?
on this. I have more thoughts on this.
Okay,
that I think he's a weirdo. Okay, so
okay.
So Lorelai's, we're trying to find the Ambrose building, and he points him in the right direction. He introduces himself. His name's Ian Jack. He has a daughter, Julia, that goes to the school. Lorelai introduces herself, and she says, this is my daughter, Rory. And his response is like, oh, daughter. Really? That's great. Daughters are a great thing. The way he said that, I was like, what did he think Lorelai was there for?
Okay, so
did he think she was like a student or something? Like,
yeah, like,
or they were sisters or what?
Yeah, like, oh, you're right. You're totally right. Like, they were trying to make it like, oh, you're like young to be a mom, I guess. But like the way it came off, I totally agree with you. It's like, wait a minute, what were you expecting her to be there?
And why were you just hanging out in the
like this is a high school.
Yes.
So the people here are either teachers or they're students or parents. I
but-
guess. So that's like, there's a 2/3 chance that that person is either a parent or if they're a student, you shouldn't be talking to them.
Exactly.
So they're either a parent or like a teacher, which you probably know the teachers if you're just like been at the school. So like, why are you surprised that she's a parent? And if that, yeah, what did you think she was? Is like the question.
Exactly. So to me, this was such a creepy interaction. I was so turned off by this guy immediately.
And he says, "Oh, so is your husband here? I'd love to meet him." And quickly she's like, "Oh, I'm not married, but I'd love to meet your wife." And he's like, "Oh, we're divorced." It's like, "Oh, okay, so get that out of the way."
Yeah.
He says he's divorced. I don't buy it. I'm sorry, I don't buy it.
Well, you think he was just lying?
I don't know. He just creeps me out. I don't trust him.
Yeah. It was a little bit. I don't know. I just think it was an unexpected encounter. That's what I'll say.
Yes.
It didn't really make a lot of sense of why he was just like hanging around over there.
Yeah. Ian and Lorelai are flirting a little bit, and she's like, "Oh, and Rory's like, can we go, please?
Yeah.
Like, I have stuff I need to do."
It was very brief, but it was enough that it was like, Rory was like, "Okay, we need to go."
enough.
Yeah.
That's enough. Yeah.
And before she runs off, she tells him where she works, that the Independent's in, if he wants to contact her. Flash, they're walking into Chilton, and you see it's really grand inside. Kind of gave me vibes of like a Tudor house type indoors, old type building. As they walk in, 3 girls come into focus and kind of stare off at Rory. And this is Paris, Geller, Madeline, and Louise. I don't know their last names.
Okay.
But you're not sure who they are yet. But they look like, okay, are these the cool girls? Who are these girls?
Yeah, I immediately was like, there it is. There's the mean girl clique. I predicted this.
You did
I
predict this at the end of the
this.
last episode.
There they are.
But I think you'll find it's a different dynamic than you might have originally thought. Question mark.
Okay.
We'll get it.
Well, we'll get into that.
We'll get
into
into
that later because Paris is like in this episode, so like I'll talk about that.
Yes.
later. Yeah. Too.
Lorelai and Rory are walking in a hallway to the headmaster's office. They walk in, and the headmaster's admin is sitting there.
And the way they shot this was really funny to me. So Lorelai goes, "Oh, excuse me." And then they zoom in up really close to the admin's face, and she just like quickly pops up, and it's like really kind of jarring. And Lorelai and Rory like jump back, like, "Oh God." And that was so funny. Spooky moment. Spooky
That
moment.
was another spooky moment. I'm like, okay, they're doing this on purpose at this point. Like, yeah, she like popped her head up and it was like, oh
God. Oh, and Lorelai's babbling because she's like nervous to talk to this lady, and they're like, "Okay, we're here to see the headmaster." The admin goes to get him, and Lorelai says to Rory, "See, that's what happens when you sleep with your makeup on."
I didn't really understand that.
Well, it's not good for your skin.
Oh, she was saying like that's what you look like if you sleep with your makeup on too much. Like,
yeah, it's too much. If you sleep with your makeup on too much, it's bad for your skin. You like look scary.
Maybe I was just like tired when I was watching it. I was just like, what? Oh, okay, yeah, I get it now.
Next, we meet Headmaster Charleston. Lorelai and Rory walk into the office,
and look who it is. Emily Gilmore is sitting in there.
The grandma's just like in there already. Like, what? Why are you
Mom,
here?
why are you here? Like, what's going on? Yeah, you were genuinely shocked.
I was. I was genuinely like, whoa, what? Like, why is she here?
well, you find out that Emily and Richard and the headmaster and his wife, they're all old friends. Emily wanted to make sure that Rory had a good first day at school. The headmaster asked Lorelai to take off her coat.
And she's like, "That's okay. I'm good." And he's like, "It's warm in here. You should take it off." But not in a weird way.
Yeah.
It was just
I honestly, it was definitely an exaggerated situation. Like, she just like, I'm good. I'm comfortable. Like, I like being warm.
I like being warm. And he's like, I'm afraid that they went a little heavy with the heating.
Heating. Yeah. He's like, I'm afraid they went a little heavy with the furnace today or something. And it's really warm in here.
And then Emily basically says, "Lorelai, you don't want to be rude. Take off the coat."
And she's like, okay, fine.
to reveal what she's wearing, and everyone is shocked to see it.
Yeah.
And Lorelai sits down. They're talking about Rory for like a couple of minutes, not even. And then Emily says, okay, we better get going, and takes Lorelai with her. And it was like, what was the whole point of Lorelai going there?
That was what I thought. I'm like, she didn't need to
Or
even
taking
be
off
here.
her coat.
And she didn't need to take off her coat if she was going to be there for like 30 seconds.
But they leave.
As Emily and Lorelai are leaving, they start having this argument, and you kind of get the sense that Emily wants to get Rory all these things or take over as a mom role for Rory.
Like in terms of the schooling. Yeah. Like buy her things and like, yeah, basically just buy her a bunch of stuff like for school. Like stuff that was not asked for.
Things that were not asked for, more than is expected, and it starts becoming a lot, and that plays out during the rest of the episode. Back in the headmaster's office, Rory and Headmaster Charleston are going over her file from Stars Hollow High, and he's pointing out, like, okay, you don't have a lot of extracurriculars or anything like that. That's kind of weird. And she says, well, Stars Hollow is kind of like an extracurricular activity or something like that.
It's kind of, it's just living there is kind of like an extracurricular activity.
Which I thought was funny, and you will also see.
I don't, I'm new to the show, so I don't know what she really means by that, but I have a feeling that that's going to become clear.
Over time, I think that will become clear. This is when she tells the headmaster that she wants to go to Harvard and study journalism and political science. And she wants to be Christian Amanpour. And he kind of like grills her like, oh, you don't want to be like the women from The View or just be on TV. And like, I don't know. I just hate his tone about like how he like questions.
It's so dismissive.
Yes. And I think she's just trying to say, I just want to travel and be cultured. And I want to see stuff. I don't want to just be stuck in the same place.
Yeah. You know, when he was asking her all those questions, I thought they were setting it up like he was doing that on purpose to kind of like see what her real like motivations were, like on purpose. Like that's kind of how I took it, but then they never like resolved it. Like I wanted him to then say something at the end of that exchange like, okay, that's good. Like it sounds like your motivations are in the right place or something. Like something like that at the end of that part of the conversation, but then he didn't say that. So then I was like, oh, okay.
So then you're left feeling like, okay.
Because that's kind of how it struck me. Like he was setting it up like, oh, do you just want to be on TV? You know? And she was like, no, I want to do this, this, and this. And like, I don't know. It just seemed like, what was the reason for him asking her those questions? I wasn't sure.
They didn't resolve
unclear.
that.
Yeah.
I think that is what they were trying to do, but it felt a little like
they didn't show the viewer that like his character appreciated that she had thought really deeply about this and had like good motivations for what she was doing. Mm-hmm. Even though that seemed to be like what they were setting up. So I don't know. But anyway, I thought it was a good scene because that's the first time that like she's really described. I know like you've told me, because like when we were talking about the first episode and stuff, like what she wanted to do, but that was the first scene that she really like described it in detail, what she wanted to do and what her goals were. So that was good for me.
Yeah, got to know a little more about Rory in that scene, which is nice. He then goes on to say, I know your grandparents. They're great people. I was over there just last week. I had amazing lobster puffs. But that means nothing. You may have been the top at your other school, but that means nothing here. And he basically says, this will be the hardest educational experience you'll ever have in your life, and you might fail. But failing's a part of life, but not at Chilton. I'm like, wait, what?
There's a lot of contradictory
You're
things.
contradicting yourself. Also,
here.
this is not the pep talk you should be giving a new student. Like, you're not good at your job, maybe?
Good.
I don't know.
Thanks. It's a rough start. Rough start to the day, I would say.
Next, we see Rory in the school's main office. She's dropping off her paperwork. As she does that, the head lady, who also isn't a nice person to talk to, hands off Rory's file to this girl sitting at another desk, who then hands the file out the window.
The whole scene was ridiculous. She puts it on this other desk, and there's a student sitting at that desk. And my reaction, I literally out loud was like, is that a student? And she, in plain view of the whole room, like this wasn't like this
Someone
covert
would have
operation.
seen this.
There was multiple people like in the room that could have seen her clearly do this, but she just grabs a file and hands it out the window to someone else. I'm like, what is happening?
And you see that she handed it to Paris. You don't know who that is yet, but the same 3 girls that you saw earlier are outside in the bushes, outside the window, reading Rory's file. You know, they find out she has a 4.0 grade average. Her major is journalism. They say, oh, that means she's going to go out for the school paper. And Paris just needs to know all this information about this girl and is upset. She's like, we don't need new people here. That just ruins the curve. And why are they accepting new students? She does not like competition. You get that right off the bat. They quickly give back the portfolio to the girl inside, and Rory's talking to the front desk lady. She gives Rory the rules of the school, the Chilton honor code, words to the school song, and then says, which must be recited upon demand. This can happen any place or any time, and if you do it in Latin, you get extra credit. I'm like, what? What?
No school would have that.
That's so intense. We had to recite the honor code, didn't we?
Yeah, but you weren't graded on it. It wasn't like people stopping you in the hallway, like, recite the honor code now.
No.
Here's a ruler, like, you get slapped on the wrist if you don't know the honor code. Like, it wasn't like that. I mean, yeah,
No.
you had to know it because they made you, like, write it on stuff sometimes. Like, you had to write it. Sometimes I had to, like, write it on the back of a test. That happened to me a few times.
So
like,
you were graded on
No,
it.
no. No, it wasn't. It wasn't, like, for part of the grade. It was, like, they made you write it and, like, sign your name under it, like, that you're...
Oh, wait, you're
Did you ever have to do that? Do you remember doing that?
Potentially, yes. As like a way of like, I didn't cheat.
Yeah. Like it was like
Oh.
like I didn't cheat on this. You had to like write the honor code and like sign sometime on like big tests and stuff. They would make you do that. It was like you needed it for like random situations like that. It wasn't like you were like quizzed on knowing it.
You weren't quizzed on knowing it. And a lot of, I will say there were classes where we had to like, how do we relate to the honor code? You know, we had to like,
Talk about it and
talk about it in our classes for some reason.
I don't specifically remember doing that, but that probably happened. Yeah.
Yeah,
that sounds about
I have
right.
that memory. But we definitely did not have to recite it upon demand.
No.
Or in Latin, but we could have.
Or in
We
Latin.
could have had to do that.
Yeah. It existing in Latin doesn't seem like that far-fetched.
No, definitely not.
So that I believe, but not the you must recite this on demand anytime.
Yeah.
That was funny.
It was funny.
But I think they made it funny because it was like the school song. Like who cares about the school song? We had a school
I
song.
have memories of singing the school song.
That was like once a year maybe.
Just for like random occasions.
Yeah,
We'd
it
like,
was not-
everyone, we're singing the school.
Singing the school song today. It's like, okay.
Okay.
You have to give everyone a paper with the words. Just like nobody
Yes.
knows it. It's like, that's like what that was like.
Yes.
I'm now imagining it.
So good.
They tried to make people sing the song without giving them the words. No one would know what it was. That would have been funny.
That would have been.
Oh,
Flash to the next scene. Lorelai shows up at Luke's and she needs coffee. She needs a jumbo coffee. Coffee, more coffee. Because the morning was rough. She's like, I need an IV of coffee. And we get some more Luke and Lorelai banter back and forth. And he's jokingly pretending to deny her coffee and all that.
like, there's no coffee today. He's like fixing a toaster. She's like, you're kidding, right? He's like, no, I'm not kidding. He's like, ah. And he's like, I was joking. And it's the coffee. It was cute.
It was cute. Lorelai's telling Luke about how it was Rory's first day at Chilton, and Luke's like, is that what you wore? She's like,
I'm loving that.
I didn't have time to go to the dry cleaners. She's like, that's a nice school. You should have worn something nicer than that. She's like, oh my God.
Yeah, I just think it's so funny to me that like he would make that comment because like I've only seen like two now episodes of this character now, and it's like funnier coming from him almost.
It is,
just because of how he like is.
His
like I don't know.
The way he
It's hard to-
carries himself.
Yes.
Will he even care
It's like, why
about
would he
that?
even care or
Yeah.
notice that
Yes.
normally? Like, so the fact that he like noticed it and commented on it is like, what?
Which makes it even worse for her, right?
Right.
So funny. She storms out of there. While she's walking around town, Miss Patty also sees her and makes the same exact comment, like, wasn't it Rory's first day of Chilton? She's like, yes, I just dropped her off. And she's like, is that what you wore? You know, it's so good.
It's great.
And I think you're probably starting to see, and you'll see it more, like the townspeople are very involved in each other's lives.
Yeah, I'm getting that sense.
Yes.
I'm getting that sense.
We next see Lorelai running into the house. She's
probably late for work at this point.
She has her dry cleaning finally.
She has her dry cleaning. The phone is ringing. And who is it? It's Emily Gilmore. It's her mom on the phone. He's like, oh, Lorelai, you're there. Good. I'm going to buy Rory skirts and socks. What does she need? I want to get her all these things for school. And Lorelai makes a comment about, like, are you getting a cut of the merchandising or something? And
Wait,
she
she does?
Yes, it made me laugh so hard. She's like, what? Are you getting a cut of the merchandising? Like, why are you buying all this stuff? Sweaters.
Because she mentions the sweater and the sweater vest. And I was like, I feel that. I had a sweater vest. I did not really wear it that often.
You didn't wear the sweater vest.
But I did wear it sometimes.
I actually had your hand-me-down long sleeve sweater, V-neck sweater.
It's a good sweater.
I ended up wearing that like most of junior and senior year. I felt way more comfortable in the sweater, actually.
I loved the sweater. Well, because it's winter much of the year here in Cleveland.
Here in Cleveland, Ohio.
not much, but it's cold in the wintertime. Well, I would alternate between wearing like the long sleeve stretchy shirt. Did you have those?
I never had one of those.
But I'm pretty sure I had at least one of those. So it was like either that or the sweater in the winter.
That would have been nice. I wore the sweater all the time to the point that the elbows had holes in them, and I was like sewing them up.
I weirdly remember that.
Do you?
Like I know that happened to that sweater when you were using it. I don't
how
know
much
why
I
I know
wore
that,
it.
but like it's a good sweater.
It was really good. Looking back, I could have just bought some sort of like elbow patches or something, and it would have been fine. But I was like, I was just like, I refuse to let go of the sweater. I'm just sewing up all the holes.
We should have just had multiple of those sweaters.
I don't think I felt like we should get a new one because I just knew they were so expensive.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can just reuse this. It's fine.
Yeah.
But
so I felt that anyway when she started bringing that. She's like, she needs the sweater and the sweater vest. I was like, okay. But then she like kept going to, she's like, well, I at least have to get her the Chilton coat. And then I was like, okay, all right, let's settle down.
That's excessive. That's
excessive.
We flash back to Chilton, and Rory's in class, and she is overwhelmed. And I would be too. I mean, the teacher was just sprouting off random authors, and I don't even know what they were talking about. What class was this?
Wait, what even class was that? Was it like English?
I don't know. I don't remember if they say, but it was not clear. If
it wasn't. It was unclear.
It was very unclear. Which maybe that's the whole point. It's just like
it was supposed to be like
you're supposed to feel
you're
overwhelmed.
Supposed to feel that way too.
As she's in class, who walks in? New character, Mr. Dugray, played by Chad Michael Murray.
Mr. Dugray? I didn't even know his last name. They didn't say that in the episode.
Yes, they did.
They did?
Yeah.
Oh, did I miss that?
The teacher says, Mr. Dugray, thanks for joining us.
Oh, okay. Apparently I missed that because I was being like, it's Chad Michael Murray.
Yes.
So I missed some dialogue.
Can confirm. Alexandra was very excited.
I was like, what? Chad Michael Murray's in this?
Another
celebrity actor
that you wouldn't think would be in this show, but is.
I didn't know he was in this. I was like, that's Chad Michael Murray. I feel like I'm gonna have a moment like that like every episode of us starting it. No, eventually it's gonna like taper off.
It will.
But, like at least 2 moments in the pilot that were like that. Now
another one. Yes. Very exciting. Chad Michael Murray's in Gilmore Girls. When I first again watched it, I was like, oh, he's in this. This is amazing. Because again, this is way after it had come out that I started watching this.
Yeah.
So I'd always seen A Cinderella Story with
Hilary Duff.
And Chad Michael Murray. I always liked him from that movie. So it was very exciting to see he was in this show too.
Yeah.
He comes into class. He's late to class. He's returning from something. He notices Rory. He asks his friend in front of him, who is that? He says, she's the new girl. And he says under his breath, looks like we got ourselves a Mary.
And we don't know what that means.
We don't know what that means. I didn't know what that meant. I definitely didn't know what that meant when I first watched it. Class ends. She's talking to the teacher, and she has to take a test on Monday. And the teacher gives her a binder stuffed of notes. And he's like, that's just an overview. You need more detailed notes. You might need to ask someone for more detailed notes. That'll help. And I'm like, okay, all right. If we really stop and think about this,
let's pause.
It's fall time, clearly, so school hasn't been in session for that long.
No, they actually say at some point that it's been like about a month.
Okay.
They say that at some point in the episode. I don't remember exactly when, but yeah.
So
it hasn't been that long.
It hasn't been that long. He gives her like a year's full of
like notes.
of class curriculum in this binder.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's definitely like that was like a semester of like college level like stuff. Like that's what that looked like. And it's like this you're like a month into school.
And even a month into college, I don't know if you'd have that much.
No way.
It was insane. It was absolutely insane. And he says, remember to get those notes. They're a lifesaver. Rory's overwhelmed. She's like, okay, yeah, nope, that's fine. Okay, I'll get it done. That's okay. When Rory leaves class, she immediately bumps into Paris. And immediately, Paris is very confrontational and just like starts spouting out all these facts about Rory. And it's like, Rory's like, what the fuck? Like, who are you? She's just like, oh, are you going out for the Franklin? Rory's like, what are you talking about? She's like, don't play dumb with me. Like, whoa. She's like, I just need to find my locker first. Like,
yeah.
Who the hell are you?
Who are you? I don't know anything you're saying right now, and I need to find my locker.
Please leave me alone. Yeah. It's amazing. It's so intense. Yeah, and she tells Rory, like, I'm going to be valedictorian and don't cross me. You'll never catch up and you'll never beat me. This school is my domain. Don't forget that.
Whoa. You need to calm down. You need to calm down. I had to.
I know. I thought of it immediately. You're being too loud. I was like, yes. Okay, Flash, we're back at the inn. Suki, we're back at Suki.
Yay,
Suki.
I love Suki.
And she's looking through like a box of peaches. Someone is selling her peaches.
Like one does.
Like, as one does. As a cook does.
Just sift
We've
through
all
peaches.
been there. We all know a good peach from a bad peach. Yeah. And we get introduced to Jackson. And he is the supplier of fruits and vegetables for the inn. So he does make a lot of appearances.
Thank you for that extra context, because that was not made clear in this episode. Like, it seemed like it was just a random person delivering peaches. So
It did.
I guess that's exciting that we might have more interactions between Suki and Jackson.
Suki and Jackson. There's banter there. That's definitely a recurring theme.
Okay.
So he's trying to sell her the peaches. Yeah. And she's like, I don't know. They seem watery. They seem this. They seem that. And they're kind of fighting back and forth about the peaches. It gives a sense that this happens often. Lorelai walks in. She shows everybody what she was supposed to be wearing. She does look good. That would have been a nice thing to show up in school in.
Yeah.
Her little skirt suit. Suki asks Lorelai to try one of the peaches, and Lorelai takes a bite and says, they're a little watery. And then Suki just rolls a peach on the floor.
Yeah, she's like rolling it across the floor to like as part of her like evaluation.
Yes.
It's like, what is that?
They
what
roll
is that
differently
telling you?
too. Yeah, it's like that shouldn't
What?
play a factor, I wouldn't think. But now we're looking at Lorelai's day, and we see Michelle again. There's this group of old women that are like, oh, so excited to be in Stars Hollow. And they ask Michelle, like, hey, is there any like antique stores around here that we can go to? And he goes, probably at your house or something. And I'm like, oh my God. That's so mean, but it was hilarious.
He is so funny. Yeah. It's only been 2 episodes and I'm already like, this man is hilarious.
Yeah, he's great. He's so rude, but it's so rude that it's hilarious. It's just like,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. While Lorelai is working, Emily calls the inn and tells Lorelai that she's bought Rory a parking space at Chilton. And Lorelai again is just like, wait, what? Why are you getting her all this stuff? She doesn't even have a car.
Is Rory a freshman?
She's a sophomore, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But still not old enough to drive. Then.
I don't know.
Because unless she's like really, really old for her grade. But
no, because she has a birthday coming up. She's going to be turning 16.
okay.
So she's not driving yet. I think they don't explicitly say any of this, but because of things that happen later on, I think she has like her temps probably.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, then it's not as outlandish, the whole buying the parking space.
It's not totally crazy that she would get a parking spot, but like
It's unnecessary.
it's excessive.
It is.
While Lorelai is talking to Emily on the phone, the harpist at the inn is playing and being really loud, and Lorelai is like, "Hey, can you quiet down?" I only point that out because the harpist is Alex Borstein.
Yes.
And I just found out she was married to Jackson, the Jackson and Gilmore Girls at one point, which is cool. But also, we know her from
The Lizzie McGuire movie.
She's the principal in Lizzie McGuire.
That's Julia and my first exposure to her acting, which was great.
Incredible.
I always
Absolutely
remember
incredible.
her role in that movie because it was awesome. But more recently, she was in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. She's a main
Yes.
character in that.
Yes.
She's awesome in that.
She's so
too.
good.
She's just
good.
she's just amazing. I love her.
If you haven't watched that show, go watch it. I
Yeah,
still
it's a
have to
good
watch
show.
the final season. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, I think I might have not seen it yet either because I
When it
only
came
stopped because it came out like somewhat recently, right?
Somewhat recently, yeah, I think.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen the final season either. I have to do that.
Oh, so good.
Such a good show. Anyway,
Anyway, she's she plays the same character like in everything, which I love. So she's like this harpist, and then like just immediately abruptly stops, like it's lunchtime, and like walks away.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
it's like, well, that's lunch. And
Yes.
there's like all these people like gathered around, like listening
Like,
to her play,
wow.
like wow. And she just like stops abruptly. Well, that's lunch. She just gets up and walks out.
incredible.
I love it.
Unfortunately, she's not a recurring character.
Oh,
But the time we do get to see her is magical. Flashback to Chilton. Rory's in the hallway. Chad Michael Murray walks up to Rory, and you find out his name is Tristan in the show. And he calls her Mary and says that he can loan her his notes, but in a very like uncomfortable coming onto you type of way. And I was like, this is inappropriate.
yeah. That whole interaction made me so uncomfortable.
I was like, oh my God, like this is.
like, I was watching it and I was like, nope.
Yeah.
Get away from this guy.
Red flag.
Yeah,
Red
so
flag.
We're waving the red
Waving the red
flags.
flag.
Red flags.
Have you seen those videos? Where
No.
Where like this guy, I don't know, it's a TikTok thing, I guess, maybe. I don't know. I don't know who he is. I'm sorry. I don't know who the guy is right now. But he'll like watch like TikTok videos and then like splice in like him like waving this giant red flag and like running around. And he's like, hey, he's like, this is so bad. It's amazing.
No,
It's amazing.
no, I
I'm gonna
haven't
send
seen-
you some.
I
It's
haven't
really
seen
funny.
that, but I would probably enjoy that.
This would be one of those types.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Luckily, Rory seems to, like, I feel like she can handle the situation. She just kind of like,
She
Okay.
handled it fine. I mean, seemed okay, but like so bad.
yeah,
Just
no.
hate him. Already
I
hate
know.
him off the bat.
I know. Yeah.
Flashback to the inn. Michelle walks up to Lorelai and says, "Your faithful pooch is here to tell you that someone at the desk is waiting for you." And Lorelai goes, "It's not my mother, is it?" Michelle goes, "It's possible." And we look over, and it's clearly not her mom. And she's like, "It's possible?" And he's like, "There's a resemblance." It's not her mom, but who is it? It's Ian Jack. He's come to her place of work. He has come there to pursue her.
The same day that he met her.
He met her. Which, okay, she clearly was like interested in him.
Yeah,
She was
they,
like,
had
"Oh,
they had a pleasant, like,
if you want to
conversation
reach
at the, yeah. Like, yeah, because she
cool.
said, yeah, if you want to reach me, she told him, like, where she worked
Yes.
and stuff.
So that's not like totally.
It wasn't like he, like, stalked her to find that out or something.
It
She,
wasn't
like,
like-
volunteered the information.
Yes. So,
So it's-
I can't
that
be
wasn't
too
that-
creeped out. He gives me bad vibes. He just gives me bad vibes. And he tries to ask her out, and she's like, "Oh, I'm flattered, but you're a Chilton dad, and I don't want to date any of I don't want to get involved with Chilton parents." Fair. That's fair.
Yeah, that is fair. It's like her first day in that circle, you know?
Yes. It's like, whoa. And he's like, "Well, I'm going to China for a week, but when I come back, I'll try again." It's like, how about just taking no? Just
Yeah,
take no
just-
for the answer.
She said no, so, like, that can be done, sir.
He's creepy.
Get out of here!
Get out of here. Don't like you.
That whole thing with him is like, it's like really borderline. It's like really close to the, it's like putting a toe over the, just a little, like he's like testing, he's like putting toes over the line of like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
He's not like running over the line, but he's like, he's going over it. He's like, can I go a little over the line? He's like, no, you can't. You're creepy now. Now stop.
Yes. I mean, and again, and I'll tell you this, we don't see him again, so it's like,
Okay,
thankfully.
that's good.
He took...
I don't care that we don't see him again.
Flashback to Chilton. Rory has found her locker, but she's struggling to open it up.
Alexandria is rolling her eyes because we all know what's coming here. It's frustrating.
She can't get her locker open. She pulls it open so hard that she falls back and hits Paris. Paris happens to be behind her and knocks over Paris's assignment for the next class, which let's talk about that for a minute.
Okay.
What did
was
she
that?
make? It was like this incredible reconstruction of like a medieval.
It was like a
castle.
medieval castle with like a moat.
With a
and like
moat.
the land surrounding the castle on this like large piece of cardboard
Yes.
like structure.
Larry makes a comment. Is there a moat? Or Larry? Did I say Larry?
Yes. Yeah, you did just say Larry.
I don't know where that
Who's
came
Larry? Who's Larry?
Rory. I don't even know what I combined to make that. Rory makes a comment. Like, is that a real moat?
Is that a real moat on there?
Like, and the thing crashes and makes like a sound like it's made out of
Porcelain.
porcelain.
I don't know.
Yes.
It's like well, because it like shattered. Like
It's
it
shattered.
wasn't like a modeling clay. It
No,
was
or like styrofoam or
yeah,
something. Like
it like broke. Like it was like glass or like something that could break.
insane. Paris is pissed and she's like, whatever, and storms off to class. And Rory's like, I'm so sorry. And she's trying to apologize.
Yeah.
Like, I was trying to get my locker open. I didn't see you. Paris says, like, whatever, storms off to class. Rory's like, oh, God, can this day get any worse? Well, it does, because she realizes she has history in the same class with Paris. Walks on in, and everyone's pissed off at her, looking at her pissed off, and Tristan's in there and is like, hello, Mary, you know? It's like, oh, God, why is he calling her that?
Yeah, like stop.
Frustrating.
Get out of the school. Like get out of here. Get out of here.
Hey. Rory's in history class. She tries to pass a note to Paris saying she's sorry. Paris just drops it on the floor. She's pissed off. She doesn't want anything to do with Rory. Well, it was Paris's day to present in class, and Paris stands up and says, like, I don't have my presentation. And the teacher says, well, did you know that it was due today? Paris says, yes. And did you have sufficient time to do it? Yes. Then I don't see why it's not done or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like, okay.
You get an incomplete. It's like, okay. This teacher annoys me. But
Yes, the teacher was so annoying. And then Rory's like, no, it was my fault. And Paris is like, sit down, you. It's like, what is going on?
This whole thing is like unnecessarily dramatic.
So dramatic.
Right?
Yes. Not believable.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm calling this a not a believable confrontation.
Okay. The thing in the hallway happened like 2 minutes earlier from this. The teacher probably heard it.
Yes.
The
also,
teacher it was right outside the classroom.
Paris, why didn't you bring it into the classroom and just say, like, hey,
Yeah.
I accidentally got knocked over. You don't have to involve Rory if you don't want
Yeah,
to. I
you don't
got
even have to-
knocked over.
You literally could bring it in and be like, I have my project. It clearly got broken. It was broke. I was carrying it to class and it broke. I'm really
broke.
sorry. It's here. Like, what can we do about
Yes,
this? You know what I mean? Like, that's
clearly
what you
she
would do.
did it. She clearly did it. That's what it's so insane.
Like, why would you just go in to tell the teacher, like, no, I didn't do my work? Like, what? Yes, you did. It's right there. It's 5 feet away in the hallway. She left it in the hallway.
Left it in the hallway. Again,
The listeners can't see this, but we're like both like waving our arms, like
Our hands are in the air.
Yeah, we're like, it's 5 feet over there. This is the hallway and the classroom.
It's just
Yeah, it's unnecessarily dramatic.
so dramatic, so unnecessary. Yeah, and Rory tries to like say, "Hey, I it's my fault. I bumped into her." Paris is like, "Stay out of this." And then the teacher unnecessarily being like, "Who are you?" "I don't have a Rory. I have a Lorelai." Don't be annoying. Just come on.
The teacher is so annoying. Like, just stop. Can you talk to the students like they're just people?
Please.
Like, what are you doing?
Anyways, but the teacher says, "Oh, well, if this is true, like, then you can help Paris finish it." And Rory's like, "Yeah, of course. Like, I'll do whatever I need to do." Paris is like, "No, I don't want your help. Get out of here." It's like, again, I don't know.
Again, that seemed like a substantial amount of work and was probably worth a lot of your grade, I'm guessing, if you built a medieval castle with a moat around it. I mean, unless... I get Paris seems like an overachiever, so maybe that wasn't necessary, but I don't know the details. I don't know what the rubric was for this project. But she built a ceramic castle.
A ceramic castle. She fired it overnight.
She fired it in a kiln the night before, okay? Like, what? I think she should accept some type of, like, you know, way to still get the grade for this.
Yes.
That's what any normal person would do, okay?
Crazy.
That's all I'm saying.
Especially with how she is about her stuff. Like, and you'll find this out. Like, failing is not an option for her. So, like, don't just take it incomplete. Anyway, she hates Rory that much.
Yeah, you don't even know
You
Rory.
don't even know her.
Yeah, you read her file, but, like, you don't know her.
Just crazy. Flashback to Stars Hollow. Lorelai's back there. Everyone sees what she's wearing. She's in her professional suit now, and everyone's like, "That's what you should have worn this morning." And she's like, "I know. I am very aware of that fact." She's back at Luke's. She's drinking more coffee. Tells Luke that, "Oh, well, there was a Chilton father that wanted to ask me out. He drove about 40 minutes to ask me out today." She's like, "But I'm not going to do it because he's a Chilton dad."
Yeah.
And Luke's like, "Oh, so you're not going to go on the date?" She's like, "No."
And he just says, good.
He's like, "That's good," because he's probably old or something. And he's just very intense about her, like, not going on this date.
Yeah.
And Lorelai, she squints her eyes. She's suspicious of this. The whole point is he's very intense about her not going on this date. And
Yeah,
you're like,
it's
"Oh,
clear. Oh.
Interesting.
Oh.
Interesting." Okay, I see. All right. Someone might have some feelings. Okay.
All right.
While she's at Luke's, she gets a phone call from Babette. Sounds urgent. She's got to go. We find out that Babette is her next door neighbor. Babette and Maury. They're great.
I'm assuming they're also recurring characters.
They are recurring characters. So Babette and Maury are like freaking out because there's these people at Lorelai's house kicking over garden gnomes and like, what are they doing? Lorelai's like, "Okay, let me just go over there and see what's happening." And we get introduced to a new character. He calls himself Mick, but that's this actor, Sean Gunn, is a different character. He plays that same different character named Kirk throughout the entirety of the show, and he's probably one of my favorites. But that's
but just in this episode, he ends up in this other part.
Yes, they cast him as this, but then they probably like, he's really good, and cast him as a regular for a different character for the rest of the show. I never claimed to be like a super fan to the point that I know all the details
Like
of everybody.
trivia, you know, the background of like all the production details
I
of it.
don't know that stuff. I'm learning that stuff myself as we are doing this together, so it's kind of fun. But
Cool.
anyway, he plays Mick in this episode, and he's installing DSL at the house,
Yep.
which is internet. Yes?
Yes, it is. It still makes me laugh that you. Yeah. Anyway, yes, it's internet. It's a cable for like wired internet to your house.
I did not know what that was.
Yes, I had to tell Julia outside of this what that was. But now she knows. That's how you would get high speed internet in that time.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You find out that Emily ordered for DSL to be installed at their house. And he's very like, no, I have my exact notes here, like following it to the rule. And she's like, nope, really, I really don't need it. It's just another thing of like Emily trying to encroach on their life.
Yeah.
Flashback to Lorelai. She's in a hair salon, and you realize she's confronting her mom at the hairdresser's, and basically just lays down the law about how she wants Emily to be involved in Rory's life. Like, stop paying for all this stuff, the DSL, the cars, the parking. Like, I know you are paying for Rory's school, and that's so very much appreciated, and it will not be forgotten. You will not let it be forgotten. But she's my daughter. I want to make the choices I want to make. Please stay out of it.
And yeah,
That's, you know,
that was a clear message.
clear message, setting
Clearly
boundaries.
given.
That's good.
Yeah. And I think Emily takes it okay.
I mean, yeah, she's like, all right, you know,
Yeah.
whatever. In the next scene, Lorelai is picking up Rory, and they both had very chaotic, bad days. You know, she picked up coffee. It's like, oh my God.
She's drank coffee how many times on this day? Like 4?
At least 4.
That's pretty typical though, right?
It's typical. They're addicted to coffee.
I love it. I mean, that's a lot of coffee. That is a lot of coffee.
Can relate.
I can also relate. I've cut
Definitely
back
done that.
the
Yeah,
last
me
few
too.
years. I've cut back, but
Me too.
back in the day, I was definitely drinking a lot of coffee. I mean, back in my old job, I've
did
probably
drink a
told
lot
you
of
this.
coffee.
I drank a lot of coffee. There was a period of time, my old job at the office, there was just free coffee always like in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in a lot of meetings and I would end up like walking through there a lot. And because I was in so many meetings, I just got into this habit of like, I had my coffee cup and I would just, as I walked through there, I would just top it off. Every time I walked through, I would top it off, top it off, top it off. So I don't even know how much I drank. Like I was sipping from the same cup, like the whole day. Like
yeah.
just taking sips. That's what I would do like the whole day. I have no idea how much I was drinking, but it was a
gosh.
lot. I don't do that anymore. Now I drink probably like 2 cups a day on average.
Yeah, that's about where I'm at. 1 to 2 cups.
That's like an okay amount. They've done studies that some caffeine is good for you, actually.
When I started drinking it, which for me is in the grand scheme of things, a very recent experience.
Yeah.
It got rid of my headaches. Like I didn't really drink caffeine, and now I don't have headaches because of the caffeine. I mean, now I have caffeine withdrawal. But
Yeah.
there's that.
That's the trade-off with that.
But like, I wasn't drinking it before, so like, you know,
yeah.
whatever. Now I just don't have a headache at 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which I always did constantly for years. So it's like, all right,
That's
you know what?
nice.
A little cup in the morning, and that's all I need. And that's fine. So
Well, it's a vasoconstrictor. Should I go into the medical talk or should we leave that out of this?
You are way more skilled at
you don't-
that, and I have no idea what any of that means.
My background is biomedical engineering, so if I ever just start talking about
that's fine.
Mine's marketing. So.
medical terms that's why. But anyway, coffee's great. But 4 cups a day is a lot.
She probably has more.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she's very into her coffee. And so is Rory. Rory's also addicted as well. And they're just chatting about the day. And Rory's like, the girls hate me and the guys are weird. They keep calling me Mary. And Lorelai's like, oh my God, I can't believe they still use that. And Rory's like, what even is that? What does that mean? And Lorelai says like the Virgin Mary. They think you're like a goody-goody, that type of person. And Rory just goes, well, what would they think if I looked like a slut? I was like,
Oh, okay.
Did you have to say that?
Okay. All right. I mean, like, that's a little bit much. But
Yeah.
anyway.
Like,
And then Lorelai's like, well, they would have added a Magdalene to it. And I just laughed.
that is kind of that's funny.
It's funny. And Rory goes, wow, biblical insults. This is an advanced school.
Biblical insults.
That's so good.
Great.
but what was funny is I've never heard that term before. No one in our school ever said
No,
anything like
I'd
that.
never heard that before this show.
But I was watching something else recently, and I forget what I was watching, but someone was like, oh gosh, do we have a couple of Marys? And I was like,
It came up somewhere
it came up
else?
somewhere else in a different show. I forget what I was watching.
Oh.
And I was like, wait,
So is that just like that's actually
I
a
guess
term?
so.
I
never
had
knew.
never heard that.
knew.
before I watched this episode.
Yes.
So
Have to ask
I don't
my
know. Other people that went to private schools,
Yes.
like they remember anyone being called that or something. Yeah, I don't remember hearing that ever.
Flash, Lorelai, and Rory are back in Stars Hollow. They're walking with Lane, and Lane's telling Rory, I miss you. It was weird being at school without you there, and trying to work out how they can still hang out and be friends together. Lane runs home. Rory's like, gosh, I just wish I could get Paris off my back. And Lorelai's like, yeah, I had a Paris when I was in high school. And Rory's like, you did? Like, how did you deal with her? And Lorelai goes, well, I got pregnant and dropped out, but you shouldn't do that.
But don't do that.
But Lorelai just gives her a pep talk and, tells her not to let those type of people get her down. She's a good person. She's a smart person. Is fine. As they're talking, Lorelai stops and asks Rory, like, do you think Luke is cute?
And Rory just immediately goes like, whoa, no, you cannot.
Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. My arms are up in the air again. Whoa. Whoa.
You cannot date Luke. You cannot date Luke because then you'll break up and we can never eat there again. And they love Luke. It's like, hey, that'd be terrible. And she's like, I'm not dating Luke. I'm not gonna date Luke, but there's something there.
Yeah, I don't believe her. There's definitely something there.
Who can say?
There's 100%
Only
something
time
there.
will tell.
And I said it last episode too. I just want to point this out. That was part of my predictions. Just saying. It was clear. It was from episode 1. Yeah, it was pretty clear. So,
but now she wasn't thinking about it before.
she wasn't. No. But now she's thinking about
But
it.
she's thinking about it now because Luke was like,
Oh, good. Oh, you're not going on a date? Good. Don't do that. It's like,
wait, what?
oh.
She's like, wait a minute. Oh, I never thought about this. Huh, interesting. And Rory says, date Al from Pancake World. His food stinks.
Yeah, I love that line.
That's probably my quote of the week.
I think that's probably my quote of the week too. Yes. Date Al from Pancake World. His food stinks.
You know
So
what that
good.
makes me think of?
What?
Entangled, when he's like, go, live your dream. And Flynn Rider goes, I will. And the guy goes, your dream stinks. I was stalking her. Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
That's true. Gosh. But they zoom out and they're playing the La La music.
The La La music.
This is probably the first episode where that really starts to get incorporated.
Julia told me about the La La music, but it wasn't really in the pilot, but it was in this episode.
Yes.
I'm starting to
She's starting to
hear
learn
it, get the vibe
Of the La
of the La La music. Yeah.
And they zoom out and you see that Luke is outside of his restaurant. It says Williams Hardware on top. I don't know if you caught that,
No.
which I kind of saw as we were rewatching too.
Okay.
And you learn this like way later on, but he takes over his dad's hardware store and turns it into a diner.
Oh, so that's why it still says hardware on it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute. I didn't catch that though.
Yeah, trying to catch all those little details.
Yeah.
And that was the end of episode 2.
Woo!
Yay! We've seen 2 episodes so far.
We watched 2 episodes. I'm so excited to watch episode 3. I want to binge the show, but I can't.
You can't binge it. You have to wait.
I'm so excited for the next episode though. Okay, so fashion ins and outs.
Well, okay. We all know the fashion out.
Yes, we talked about it at length.
Lorelai's dropping off outfit, but that was on purpose. So, like,
Right.
Is it even,
Yeah.
fashion in. I mean, I liked her skirt suit.
The one she changed into later.
Yes, it was very nice.
I did too, actually. It looked really good on her.
And Rory was just in her uniform. So,
Yeah,
but
so-
fashion in. You know what?
Yeah, but she actually, it fit her well.
It fit her well. She looked
this
good.
time.
I was
Yeah.
happy.
Yep.
So, we're good with that.
We're good with that. Okay, spooky moment of the episode. The only one that comes to mind for me off the top of my head is with the gargoyles. when they
gargoyles.
first pulled up to Chilton.
There's a few actually. Chilton
There's a few.
gargoyles. When they like show the admin really quick
Oh yeah, that.
and they're scared. Honestly, I'll also say Paris's intensity towards Rory was a spooky moment.
I will make this school a living hell for you.
you.
Yeah, okay, that counts. That counts.
I think that counts.
Wait, what about when the dad shows up at her place of employment?
Yes. Yes,
Could that be a spooky moment?
that also falls under a spooky
I'm
moment.
laughing so-
Like, oh, he's here.
Why are there so many spooky moments?
I love it. I love it. It's awesome.
I love it too. Okay, what about wholesome moments?
Wholesome moments.
You can't see this. The listeners can't see that. We both just like squinted at each other like, wait, were there even any?
At the end of the day, when Rory goes to her mom and it's like, oh my God,
Yeah.
I'm so glad you're here. And it's like, oh God, I had such an awful day. And like, I did too. And they're kind of venting
I
about
agree.
it.
Like when they're like together at the end of the
Yeah.
day and they're just kind of walking and they're talking about Luke and stuff. Like that was nice.
Wholesome moment there at
Yeah.
the end, I think, after a crazy day.
Okay, what's our relationship analysis for this episode? Well, there aren't any active relationships at this time. There are two potential relationships. Well, one of them wasn't in this episode, but that's the Rory and Dean situation.
Dean.
And the Lorelai Luke thing might also happen, even though Rory's not.
Rory's not a fan of that
Yeah,
so much. Yeah, and I already said Ian does not come back again. So
yeah,
it's very clearly he's not
he's not going to come back.
he's not going to come back.
But
Anyone else? Anything else?
I mean, I don't think anything's going to happen with Tristan dude because he's a jerk.
Yeah.
And I hate him. So I'm not even. That's nothing.
Not going down that road.
No.
No.
So I don't think there's anything else right now.
I think
it's
yeah.
just that.
Okay. All right.
And going into predictions. Well, okay, so the first thing obviously is the whole Lorelai and Luke situation. I think
Sure.
will continue to develop.
Sure.
I think. I predicted last time that this episode would just be about Rory and like a clique or something going on in the school, which I think was pretty accurate.
I think that was pretty accurate. Yes.
And I said I don't think that they're going to bring Dean back quite yet,
You
which
were
is also
right
accurate.
about that. You were right about that.
See?
Yes.
But now we're going into episode 3, and now I'm not so sure because they might bring him back, but like they also could just spend another episode with her in Paris and figuring that relationship out because I don't really know what's going to happen there. Like they're either going to continue to be enemies or they're going to become friends, and I don't know which way it's going to go actually right now. I honestly don't. Like I feel like it could go either way. Like the way that they've set it up is like it just could go either way.
Yeah.
I think.
Sure.
Because obviously Rory is like a really smart person too. And so like she could be friends with this Paris girl. But or they could just make it seem like it is and Paris is just gonna be her like I don't know
Nemesis.
her nemesis basically at the school. Yeah. So I think whatever that is going to develop a little bit more in the next episode, I think for sure. But yeah, I don't know if they're gonna bring Dean back or not, because he wasn't there this episode. What's going on with him? We haven't seen him.
Do you think he'll come back?
I think, yeah, I'm just going to say yes, yeah. I think she'll at least make contact with him again in episode 3.
They did make a big deal about him
They did.
in
They
the
made
first episode.
They did.
so-
They made it like it was like a huge thing.
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily mean anything. I think that they're going to at least talk again.
Okay.
That'll be my prediction.
That's fair.
But I think there probably will be more time focused on her in Paris.
Okay.
And then they're going to keep developing like the Luke Lorelai situation. I know that's probably not like a crazy prediction. Like that probably seems like obvious, but I don't know what else to say about this episode. I mean, it's the beginning of so many things, so they just have to continue those things. That's what it feels like.
With these first few episodes, there's just a lot of setting the scenes, setting the characters, because there are a decent amount that do get developed throughout the show, but we haven't like met everybody yet either. So it's just
okay. So they might even be introducing more characters too in the next episode.
They
is
might.
what you're implying.
Potentially. Again, I haven't rewatched episode 3 yet, so I don't know. But just knowing the show, there's more to come. So
Okay, well that excites me because so
Yeah.
far all the characters they've introduced are all like funny and quirky and they have their own like the character building seems good so far. We're only 2 episodes in and I'm excited about characters.
yes, everyone
In
has
this
a very
world.
distinct personality.
Yes.
and it's cool, and it all comes together in a good way. So
I'm excited. I'm really excited.
well, guys, that was episode 2, the Lorelai's first day at Chilton, and next week we'll be watching episode 3, Kill Me Now.
It's called Kill Me Now.
Yes.
This is a spooky show. Anyway.
Spooky moment.
Until next time, keep the coffee flowing. Thanks so much, everyone, for listening. And if you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe to us on whatever platform you are listening on.